Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to a flow practice with me, Loren. Just wanted to share a little bit of asana as a way to connect to your body, connect to your breath, and spend some time to ground in this time that we're all sharing together. So I hope that you're doing well. Take this time to just check in, give yourself a moment to land. And we'll find some time to center together, so you can find whatever comfortable seat works for you. Whether you're sitting cross-legged or on your knees, doesn't matter. Give yourself an opportunity to find your sits bones, the base of your pelvis. Start to lift and lengthen through the spine, stacking each vertebra one on top of the other, just like building blocks. Nice and long through the back of your neck, reaching the crown of the head straight up toward the ceiling like you're pulled by a thread right up to the sky. Take an inhale to shrug your shoulders up to meet your ears, and as you exhale, soften the shoulder blades down in the back. Let the hands rest. Palms down is a gesture generally of grounding. A lot of us might need that now. Although if you're feeling a little sluggish at the moment, you're welcome to turn the palms up, a gesture of openness and receiving energy. So wherever you are in this moment, close down through your eyes. Scan through your body, allowing the places that are connected to the earth to grow a little bit heavier, as if you're being pulled in a very gentle and nurturing way down into earth. Allow yourself to feel held, nurtured, and supported here in this moment, feeling that stable and strong foundation of your own body, connected. And feeling that lift and that lightness to the upper body, as if you're being gently pulled up toward the sky. Feeling that duality of that connection to earth, and the pull toward the heavens. And then allow yourself to exist in that space right between, right here, right now. And if you haven't already, begin to notice the feeling of breath moving through your body. Big inhale. Slow exhale. And as you connect to your breathing, you're welcome to inhale through the nose. And if you want to, you can exhale it out through the mouth with a little sound. One more big breath, just like that. And allow the lips to close, the jaw staying nice and relaxed. Allow the breath to flow into and out of the nose. If you have Ujjayi pranayama in your practice, you're welcome to find that little constriction in the back of the throat, the glotta, creating that oceanic sound, that victorious breath. Allowing your breath to be an additional source of connection. The sensation of breathing, the sound of breathing. Your teacher and your tool to connect you right here and right now. From here, bring your palms together, thumbs resting over the heart in Anjali Mudra. Humble the chin toward the chest. Take a moment in introspection. Notice, what are you feeling? Physical, mental, emotional. And notice how you're feeling it. How are you showing up for what it is that you're feeling? And resist any judgments. And instead observe your body, your mind, as if you are your own best friend. Hold yourself in a loving embrace. Have compassion. Be honest and true and clear. But offer yourself the love that you provide for others. Hold yourself in that way through our practice together here today. Taking in all that you need. Letting go of anything that no longer serves you. Om Shanti. Peace. Lifting back up through the crown of the head, allow your eyes to slip open. Welcome to your space. Welcome to your body and your practice. As you inhale, sweep the arms down, out, and all the way up toward the sky. Give yourself a nice big lift from the sideways to the fingers. Look up. And then as you exhale, let your right hand come down to the ground. Inhale, left arm reaches up just a little bit higher. Exhale, gentle side bend. Take a moment to look up. And then as you exhale, look down, little bend into that left elbow. Let the left elbow come down toward the right knee. And then inhale, open it back up toward the sky. Little push into that right palm. 2 more like that. Exhale, a little bit of rounding, tucking the chin. Inhale, open up, look up. I'm going to exhale that little bit of rounding, elbow down, gaze down. Inhale, open it up toward the sky, reach high through those left fingers. Then as you exhale, let the left hand come down. Inhale, right arm lifts, find that reach up, up, up. And then exhale, gently lean over, start with the gaze up, open the throat. Then soft bend that right elbow. Inhale again, open. And then exhale that right elbow down toward the left knee. Inhale, open it back up. Little push into the left palm. Exhale, rounding down. Good. One more time. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, close it off. Inhale, find that openness. Reach up through those right fingers. As you exhale, set the right hand down onto the ground. Get one more nice sun breath. Inhale, sweeping the arms all the way up. Let the palms meet, and as you exhale, brush your third eye, your intuition. Finding clarity. Allow the thumbs to brush through the mouth. And all the way down to your heart. Okay. And then from here, transitioning into your tabletop, coming up onto all fours. So you can either roll over the knees, shift the feet to one side, whatever it takes to get yourself aligned on your mat here. Wide spread through the fingers, knees underneath the hips. And as you inhale, we'll lift the tail, relax the belly, pull the chest forward, look up. And then as you exhale, bring the tailbone down, round the spine to the sky, release heavy through the head. And follow that wave of the body, letting the tailbone lift, inhale, opening up across the collarbones. And then as you exhale, the tailbone rounds down, really arching, pressing up between the shoulder blades. One more time here. Inhale, opening up the front body, big breath in. And then exhale, pressing again, palms and knees into the earth, lifting behind the heart. And then inhale, nice neutral spine. We'll tuck the toes under, give a lift for the knees, engage the lower belly. Keep that press up between the shoulder blades. Again, another deep breath in. And as you exhale, start to press the hips back toward the heels. Keep the knees low, the shins parallel to the earth as best you can. Stretch from the fingertips to the tailbone. Full deep breath in and out. Stay low through the hips. Shift the heels over to the right side. Give a press back as if you're going to sit down onto the legs. Opening up that left side body. Bring it gently through center. Knees are still pretty low. Shift the heels to the left and sit back onto the legs. Opening up the right side body. And once you've taken a breath there, slowly come back onto the toes, the balls of the feet. Knees hover for a moment here. And then feel that press back into the heels. Look forward. And then walk yourself forward into your plank. The hands might have to shift about a hand's distance up. Good. Take another deep breath in here, stabilizing. As you exhale, tip the weight forward toward the toes. Bring the knees down for this first round. Elbows hug the rib cage, lower thighs, hips, belly, chest, all the way down. And take the hands off the sides of the mat, tent the fingers. Press into all 10 toenails, lift the knees, engage the glutes. And then inhale, rising up through the heart. As you exhale, let your left shoulder dip down, look over to the right. Good, inhale, back up through center. Exhale, dipping down through the right shoulder, look left. And we'll take that just one more time each side, inhaling through center. Exhale, opening up through the chest. Good, strong legs, inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale, bring it back up through center, open the heart. As you exhale, float the nose toward the ground, lengthening the spine. Hands come back underneath your shoulders. Tuck the toes. Lift yourself either through plank or table, yogi's choice. And then pull the hips up and back, nice and long, downward facing dog. In this first Adho Mukha Svanasana of our practice, feel free to make it yours. If you want to pedal out through the legs, sway the hips from side to side. Deep breath. And maybe taking a moment to stretch onto the tops of the feet so you can come onto the tops of the toes. A little stretch out through the front of the ankles. Deep, full breath. Okay, coming back onto the balls of the feet. Come really high. Lift the heels, lift the hips, lengthen it out. We'll roll the spine for 3 waves. Tuck the chin in toward the chest. Roll yourself forward into plank. Good, and then bend the knees a bit. Lift from the tailbone. Exhale back into your downward facing dog. 2 more. Inhale, rolling forward. Exhale, slow. Roll the spine, bring it back. 1 more. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, come back. Little push into the hands, soft bend the elbows. Good, and then once you're there, steady it off for a nice deep breath in and out. Good. From here, we'll tap the big toes together. Inhale, lift the left leg up and back behind you. Go for length first. Reaching fingertips to foot. Pressing through that left heel or toes, your choice. Just active through both legs. Inhale, come high onto the bottom of the right foot. Lift the left leg just as high as you safely can. And as you exhale, 1 time to stabilize, hug that left knee in toward the nose. Shift the weight forward, little hover. And then inhale, pull back through that left leg. Exhale, use that same strength you've created to either step or help that left foot to come up to meet the hands. Once you're there, tent the fingers, sink the hips, lift the heart, open up, full deep breath in and out. Good. And from here, find a little strength into both legs. You can stay on fingertips, soft fist or palm that right hand to the ground. And then the left hand gives you a nice little lift, opening up. You can circle out that lifted left wrist in both directions. Good. Inhale, reach up just a little bit higher. Stay here, half bind that top left arm, drop it toward the right hip. And then remind that right hip to lift, fire up that back right leg. Good. And release the half bind if you have it. Inhale, left arm rises. As you exhale, left hand comes down, but bring it inside that left foot. Transition all 10 toes to face the long edge of your mat. Walk the hands to center. Inhale, lengthen it out. Exhale, let yourself fold here. Lazy through the arms, heavy through the head. Take a little bend into one knee, maybe the right knee. Bring it back up through center. And then over to the other side, maybe left. Good. And just a couple times each side, starting to loosen up into the joints of the hips. You can stay a little bit more lifted here. If the body's feeling warm, you're feeling a bit more open, and the joints allow, you can get a little lower, maybe a skandasana one side. You can stay low, bring it to the other side. You can keep the hands on the mat, giving yourself a little balance and support. Or if you'd like, you can paint some figure 8s on the floor in front of you. Really light through the fingers, loosening up into the joints of the hips. Deep, full breath. Good. 1 more time toward the top of the mat. The next time you come up toward the back of the mat, stay there. Good. And you're in your skandasana. You can keep the hands on the ground for support. You can bring your hands to your heart. Good. Deep, full breath in. Try and get a little more lift up and out of the legs. Always acting like you could be a ninja. At any point you could jump up and off of the ground, not so heavy and sinking down, but finding that balance between grounding and lifting. Good. And then from here, with or without hands on the ground, bring yourself back up to the top of the mat. Hands are inside that left foot. Roll onto the ball of the right. Create some space so you can sink a little bit lower down into your hips. You can stay here with the back knee lifted or tap it down to the ground. Release the top of the foot. From here, we'll take that left hand inside the left thigh. Give it a little press. Roll to the outer edge of the left foot. Turn and twist. You can stay here. You might bend into that back knee, hand holding onto the foot, giving yourself a little bit more action into that back thigh. Find lightness in that bottom wrist, elbow and shoulder, opening up across the chest. And then nice and slowly releasing that back foot down to the ground. Helping the front knee to lift steady off through the foot. Both hands are inside that left foot. Tuck the right toes back under. Lift the right knee from the earth. Get a little stronger into that front left foot. Lighten the load in the hands so you can very safely step the right foot up to meet the hands. And then sit down into your squat, your malasana. Hands come to the heart, elbows inside the knees. Lift and open. Deep breath in. And out. And then from here, take the right fingers down to the ground. Inhale, lift that left arm to the sky. Another twist, wring it out, releasing. Letting go of anything that no longer serves you. Now you can just stay right here, work this space. You can half bind again that left arm like we did earlier in our lunging twist. If you want a full bind of the arms, that right arm wraps around the front of the right shin. Maybe meeting hands or wrists. Try and keep the chest and heart nice and open. And again, you can just stay right here. If you'd like just a little bit more work, gaze down toward the ground. Wiggle that left foot underneath the sits bones. Ground into the left foot, start to lift the hips, come onto the right toes. You can stay here, just working this space. If the body's ready, you might lift the right foot off the ground, standing up nice and slowly onto that left leg. Our awkward bird of paradise. Full deep breath. Action through the right toes, whether pointed or pushing through the heel, your choice. Take another deep breath in. And with control, resist the pull of gravity as you take that right foot slowly back down onto the earth. And once it lands, wiggle that left foot out so you're back into your malasana. Release the bind if you have it. Open it up. Inhale. And as you exhale, take the hands down to the ground. Give a little push into the palms. And start to lift up through the hips. Turn the toes in slightly so they're facing forward. Get that wider space for the legs. Lift halfway on an inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, let yourself fold a little deeper over the legs. Again, keep that wide space that you have for the feet. Hang the arms nice and heavy, soft bend the knees, roll the spine one vertebra at a time all the way up to standing. Once the head starts to lift, short the shoulders up to meet your ears. Exhale, relax the shoulders down the back. Good, stay with your center. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way back up. And as you exhale, hinge and fold, diving forward and down over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, the hands plant in line with the toes. Keep that left foot planted, lift the right leg, engage the core here. And then step as far back on the mat as you can. Drop the right heel in and down to find the ground. Right hand reaches forward. And then inhale, lift and open. Find your warrior two, Virabhadrasana Dviti. Inhale, straighten the front leg for a moment. Lift the arms overhead. Lift everything you have toward the sky. Lift, lift, lift. And then exhale, rebend into that front knee. Ground the outer edge of the right foot. Deep, full breath in and out. Good, one more breath in. Let it go. Good. Then take your hands to your heart. Big inhale. Interlace your fingers, and as you exhale, press the palms away, tuck the tail, round the spine, heavy, hit the head. Inhale, straighten the front leg, take the palms up toward the ceiling. And as you exhale, rebend that front knee, hands out through the height of the shoulders. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, find your center. Exhale, press and round. Inhale, rise up. Good, exhale, Virabhadrasana Dviti. One more time, inhale to heart. Exhale, press and round. Inhale, rise up, lift up, find that lightness. And then exhale, exist in that state between you're fully grounded, but also light, open, full of breath. And one more time, inhale here. And as you exhale, we'll cartwheel the hands all the way down to find the ground. Roll onto the ball mount of the right foot. And as soundlessly as you can, step the left foot back to meet the right. Inhale, you're in your plank. Exhale, tip forward, knees first or full chaturanga. Inhaling cobra or upward facing dog. Take a moment to breathe here. Feel that lift up through the collarbones, openness across the heart. Glutes and legs are nice and active. And then rolling over the toes, lift the hips, lengthen back, downward facing dog. Full deep breath. Come back to your center. Come back to that compassionate space where you're showing up for your body. Smoothing any distractions of the mind. And then we'll find our flow other side. That left foot steps in. Inhale, the right leg lifts. Go for length first. Push through both heels. Stretch it out, fingertips to feet. And when you're ready, come high onto the bottom of the left foot. Lift that right leg nice and high. And as you exhale, hug the knee in toward the nose one time for strength. Inhale, pull it up and back nice and long. And then as you exhale, step or help that right foot to come all the way up between the hands. Tent the fingers, sink the hips, lift and open across the front body. Blocks are always optional under the hands. Find your breath. And then when you're ready, that left palm stays down. Inhale, the right arm rises. We twist to the other side, circling that lifted wrist. And in the other direction. Inhale, feeling that lift up. You can stay here, or you can take that half bind, draping that top right hand toward the left hip. Remember to lift that left hip a little bit, strengthen through the glute, the back leg. Steady and strong, so that if I asked you to, I'm not going to, but if I did, you could lift that left hand from the ground. Good. And then unwind the half bind, reaching the right fingers up toward the sky. Inhale. Exhale, we take that right hand down inside the right foot. Wiggle it out a little bit if you need to. And then slowly we transition all 10 toes to face the long edge of the mat. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Heels turn in slightly. Toes turn in slightly, heels out. Good. You can keep it static on this side, nice and steady if you'd like. Any variation with the hands that work for you. Maybe close your eyes for a moment. Tip the weight forward slightly. Put on the strength of the quads. Open up the hamstrings. Lift those sits bones. Good. And then finding the hands underneath the shoulders. Give yourself a little half lift. We'll take a half squat, a skandasana toward the top of the mat to start. Okay, just one round on each side. And bring it toward the back of the mat, stay there. And maybe the hands come to the heart. And remembering that we're not sinking so far down that we have no strength left in the body. We're not hanging into the ligaments, the tendons, the joints of the body. Rather, we're getting that nice strong lift. So if you had to, you could stand up anytime, right? And full deep breath. And then with or without the use of the hands, bring yourself back up to the top of the mat. Hands are inside that right foot. Roll onto the ball end of the left, steady off the hips and the pelvis. You can stay here for a moment. You can drop that back left knee down, release the top of the foot, sink a little lower into the hips. You might find that right hand coming inside that right thigh. Give a little push, maybe roll to the outer edge of that right foot. Let the chest and heart start to open. Soften the shoulders. And with that press into the left hand, we create some space between the joints of that left arm. You can stay here, or that back knee might bend, hand can find the foot. Give yourself a little twist. A little deeper sensation, opening up those hip flexors. Soften the eyes, soften the jaw. And then with control, releasing that back foot down, helping that front knee to lift steady off through the front foot. Bring the right hand down again inside. Tuck the left toes under, lift the left knee off the mat. Steady into the right foot, come onto your fingertips so we know that we're not heavy in the hands. Use the strength of the legs and the core to step the left foot up and outside that left hand. And then steady down into that malasana. Hands can come to your heart. Take a moment to breathe deeply here. Good. And again, you can stay here. You can take the left fingers down, the arm still inside the knee. Right arm to the sky, give yourself a little twist. Again, wringing out, releasing whatever it is that we're holding deep inside the body, the mind, our energy. And stay here, half bind that right arm toward the left hip. Maybe full bind left arm fully in front, wrapping around the left shin. You can meet the hands or hold the wrists. You can stay here. Or if it's in your practice to work that upward bird, wiggle the right foot underneath you. Steady down into that right foot. Start to lift the hips, come onto the left toes. You can stay here just working that flexibility into shoulders and hips, or you might start to press into the right foot and rise up. Each side's a little different, so forgive yourself for any wiggles or wobbles. Kind of softness and that compassion. Remember treating yourself as if you're your own best friend. Showing up with honesty, but with so much love and care. Good. And if you came up, come down nice and slowly. Right, resisting that strong pull of gravity, making it as graceful and controlled as you can. Once the left foot lands, wiggle that right foot out so you have that squat shape of the legs. Release the bind if you have it. Take an openness on an inhale. And as you exhale, take the right hand down. Bring the hands onto the mat. Press into the palms, lift the hips, the heels turn out slightly, toes in. Inhale, lengthen it up. Exhale, fold, maybe grasping the back of the ankles, the calves. Releasing the head. Soft bend the knees as much as you need to, especially if that low back is tender. Working towards straightness over time. Abdomen toward the upper thighs. If you have any holding in the arms, release it. Let the hands hang heavy. We'll all bend the knees just a little bit. Roll the spine. Come all the way up. Once you're lifted, shrug the shoulders to the ears. Exhale, slip them down the back. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, hinge and fold, slow and steady. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, align the hands with the toes. And then shift the weight into that right foot. We're coming back the same way we came forward, nice and slow. Left foot lifts. Step it to the back of the mat. Left heel drops in, left hand reaches forward. Inhale, rise up, finding warrior two, other side. Readjust the feet if you need to, front heel to middle arch to the back. Nice deep bend into that front knee to start. And we'll find some alignment, lifting up. Lengthen both legs, lift through the hands, feel how those hip points are nice and level. And then on your next exhale, re-bend into that front knee, hands out through the height of the shoulders. Take a deep breath in and out. Soften the gaze. Peaceful warrior. And then from here, we'll gather the hands together at the heart. Opposite interlace of the fingers. On your exhale, press the palms away from you, round the spine behind, head heavy. Inhale, straighten the front leg, lift the arms up, hips level. Exhale, re-bend into the front knee, hands out through the height of the shoulders. Two more, inhale, hands to heart. Exhale, pressing round. Inhale, lift everything up. Exhale, warrior two. One more, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, find that warrior two. Hold, take a nice deep breath in, feel lightness. Exhale, ground your energy down. Inhale again, light. And then exhale, cartwheel the hands all the way down to find the floor. Roll into the bottom of that back left foot. And again, as silently as you can, step it back. Inhale, Plank-asana. Exhale, tip forward, knees first or full chaturanga. Inhale, lift, open across the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Our downward dog can serve as our home base, providing an opportunity to come back. Your own body, your own breath. Inhale, come high up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, set the knees down nice and wide on the mat. Release the big toes together, tops of the feet are down, press the hips toward the heels. You can lengthen the hands forward, drop the forehead toward the earth, finding your balasana, your child's pose. If you'd like to stretch the triceps, the back to the arms, bring the palms together. Keep the elbows down and bring the thumbs to the base of the skull, the back of the neck. Our balasana provides us an opportunity to embrace again that hug from the earth beneath us. Let gravity take you. Gravity bringing you toward its center. Reminding you to come to your own center. And then releasing the hands forward if they were behind the neck. Let the hands slip underneath your shoulders. Give yourself a soft press into the palms. Torso comes up. Once you're there, you can either cross at the ankles or shift the feet to one side. Come back onto your sits bones. And extend the legs straight out in front. If you need to bring some movement into the legs, shake it out a little bit, move the head. And when you're ready, soft press into the heels. Little bend into the knees. Inhale, take the arms all the way up toward the sky. Lift up. And then exhale, hinge at the hips, lengthen forward like you're reaching for something you really want past the toes. And let the hands land wherever they want to. Inhale, draw forward again, open the heart, lengthen the front of your spine. And then as you exhale, melt it down over the legs. Take it to your own edge. The edge of your fold is more lifted. Knees are more bent. That's perfect. Listening to your own body. Over time and with practice, you start to drop the abdomen closer to the tops of the thighs. The head can hang a little heavier. But not forcing the space that your body is in. Rather, meeting yourself where you are today. Cheering yourself on. Giving yourself that compassion. Checking in. And one more breath. Inhale, lengthen it out just a bit. Exhale, maybe folding a touch deeper. And inhale, coming up nice and slowly. Okay. And once you're lifted, we'll bend into the knees, walk the toes up to the top of the mat. Feet are about hips width distance apart. Hands to the front of your shins. On an inhale, draw the chest and heart forward. Roll the feet open. And as you exhale, knock the knees together around the spine. Behind you, drop the chin toward the chest. Good inhale, opening back up. And then exhale, rounding back. Good inhale, feel the heart opening. Exhale, rounding. Good inhale, nice neutral spine. Take the hands just behind the thighs. Shift the weight back just behind those sits bones so you find that little shelf to balance on, and then lift the feet off the ground. This might be your practice here, working this low Savasana or boat. If you'd like, on an inhale, sweep the arms up toward the sky. And as you exhale, drift the fingers over to one side. Inhale, bring it back up through center. Exhale, other side. Good, inhaling up. Exhale, twist. Inhale up. And exhale, twist. Good, just one more time each side. Good, inhale, draw up. As you exhale, start to open the knees, soles of the feet together. See if you can hold onto the outsides of the feet, finding a hovering Baddha Konasana. And then notice if you're leaning back really strongly here. See if you can tip forward just a little bit. So you fire up through the core. Try and keep the heels lifted, knees open, heart high. Good, and then go ahead and set the heels down. Outer edges of the feet land. You can open the feet like pages of a book. Inhale, lift the heart. Stay lifted here, work that long spine if that's you. Or you can exhale with a long spine for as long as you can, coming into that more folded shape, forehead toward the earth. Close the eyes, find your breath for a few rounds here. Mindfully opening the inner thighs, slipping the shoulders away from the ears, relaxing the throat, releasing the muscles of the face. Relax your toes. And then slowly on an inhale, coming back up. Once you're lifted, go ahead and take the hands behind you. Slide the hips back just a few inches from the heels. And then coming onto your elbows. Pause once the elbows are on the ground, forearms down. Lift the hips a little bit, tuck the tailbone under so you're nice and long through the lower spine. And then continue lowering the back all the way onto the mat. Once the head's down, slip the shoulders away from the ears. Rest the hands on top of the abdomen or the heart. And take a moment to find the fullness of your breath again here. Your breath is your best teacher, your guide, to connect you to the present moment, to release the distraction of the past or the future. Exist here now with every sensation, every nuance of the body. Thoughts will always come in. The practice is to notice when they arrive and let them float by, detached, aware, and then letting go. Yes, and slowly from here, I'll take the hands to the outer edges of the legs. Support yourself just a bit to help the knees lift back up, gentle on those inner thighs. And then slide the heels in toward your hips. Feet are about hip width distance apart. If you're not sure what that feels like, you can lift the head a bit, take a peek. You should be able to see the outer edges of your feet just outside the hips. If you can't, widen the feet just a little bit. Set the head back down. Let the fingers reach in the direction of the heels. Scoop out the lower belly, press the low back into the mat. Feel the thighs start to fire up. And as you press into the feet, lift the hips, come into your bridge, your Setu Bandhasana. And stay here, resting on the backs of the shoulders. Get a little lift of the chin, so you're open through the throat, but then lift the heart a little higher toward the chin. You can stay here. If you want to take it a bit more, roll to one side, wrap the upper arm underneath you. Same thing other side. You can keep the hands reaching in the direction of the heels or interlace your fingers, press the pinky sides down into the earth. And use the strength of the backs of the arms to lift the hips a little higher. Keep the chin tipped up slightly. Opening up. Full deep breath in. And out. Good, you can stay right here. A little challenge should you choose to accept it. Release the clasp of the hands. Bring them to the sacrum. So the fingertips wrap around the outsides of the hips, and you can set the sacrum down onto the palms, and we're lengthening the tailbone out and away. You can stay here. You might decide to lift one foot off the ground, hug the knee in toward you. Maybe the other foot wants to leave as well. Both knees can hug in just for a moment. Feel that length of your spine. Lift the feet straight up toward the ceiling. And then take a baby bend into the lower back, resting, kind of stacking ankles over knees, over hips, over elbows. Good, and we'll come in slowly through the knees. And the opposite foot comes down first. And then the other, nice and controlled, nice and slow. Reground into the feet. Release the hands toward the heels. Unravel the upper arms from beneath you. Come up onto the balls of the feet. Lift the heels from the ground. Tuck that tailbone under. And lower one vertebra at a time all the way down to the ground. And once the sacrum settles, soften the heels. Relax the arms. Shake it out a little bit if you like. Wiggles are always welcome. Maybe widen the feet. Knock the knees together. Give the low back just a moment to release. Full breath. And then lifting the knees back up toward the sky, steady off through the feet. And take that right ankle, cross it over that left knee or upper thigh, flex the toes in toward you. You can stay right here. You can lift that left foot off the ground, hug the legs in toward you. Hands can wrap around the back of that left thigh or the front of the right shin. Again, softening shoulders, relaxing the face. Making sure that the head is heavy onto the ground, so notice if you're finding stress, the neck, the shoulders, to find that reach. If that's the case, relax head and shoulders first and allow the reach of the arms to become secondary to your posture. Again, you can stay here for the next couple of breaths if you'd like. You can straighten out that left leg. Hands can reach up toward the calf, the ankle, the big toe. Right, whatever feels good. Make sure you're not losing that sensation in that right hip. If you've lost that by extending the left leg, come back into that hip opener. That's what we're going for. And if that left leg is still straight, bend it again. We'll set the left foot down onto the ground. Fully cross the right leg over the left. Take the arms out to the sides in a T or cactus. Push into the left foot. Wiggle the hips to the right just a couple of inches. And then take your twist, dropping the knees over to that left side. You might allow the right ear to fall toward the floor. Bring the twist gently into your neck. And close your eyes, soften the jaw, full deep breath. Notice if you have any holding in your fingers or your toes. The benefit of the twist comes when we fully surrender to that pull of gravity. Not pushing or pulling, but again, existing in that space between, where we know we have gravity. We know we have that ability to strengthen, to lift, and to lighten. But then between the two, allow yourself to exist right here. No push, no pull. Surrender. Complete your next exhale. And with control, we'll draw the legs back up through center. Unravel the feet. Steady off through the hips and spine so you're nice and long, nice and level. If you'd like, you can take a little hug of the knees in toward the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze, maybe a little rock from side to side. Reset. Okay. Then we'll set the feet back down. Right foot stays planted, left ankle crosses over that right knee or thigh. Flexing the left toes in toward you, just protecting the meniscus in that left knee. You can stay here, or you can hug it in. Remember, first things first, shoulders and head nice and relaxed. And then the reach for that right leg comes later, holding into the back of the thigh, the front of the shin. Find your breath. Take a moment to notice the sensation that you're finding in the body. Might be a little different right to left. Letting go again of judgment, just finding that new level of attention and awareness. Optional straightening of that right leg to bring it into the right hamstring as well as the left hip. But remember, if you lose sensation in that left leg, bring it back into the hip rather than the right leg. Good. If that right leg is straight, we'll bend it. Set the right foot back down onto the ground. And a full cross the legs, left completely over the right. Arms out to the side. Set the right foot down strong so you can wiggle the hips to the left. Take a deep breath in. And exhaling to find your twist. Left ear toward the mat, gentle twist into the neck, and then really releasing the push and the pull, letting yourself just be here now. Gentle bringing out. Whatever you're holding on to physically, mentally, emotionally, or energetically, let it soften. Let go of something, somewhere. Imagine that you could relax the teeth. Feel the eyes growing heavier in their sockets. Relax your fingers and your toes. Breathe into your twist. Complete your exhale. And use your in-breath to draw the knees back up through center. Unravel through the legs, steady it up. Okay. And from here you might just pause, knees together, feet a little wider, releasing the lower spine. If you'd like a bit of an inversion, you can hug the knees in toward the chest, maybe just kind of stay here, give another hug. You can lift the feet straight up toward the ceiling and try to hollow out the legs. So imagine that all of your muscles, all of your bones, all of the fluid is gone. Hollow shells of the legs just floating over the space of the hips. And stay there. If you have a full or supported shoulder stand in your practice, you're welcome to rock the legs away from you. And as they come overhead, lift the hips. Use the hands to support the base of the pelvis. And top of the hips there. Okay. So here's more of that supported kind of half shoulder stand with a little pike in the hips. If the back of the neck allows, you can come into that full shoulder stand, walking the hands toward the midline of the back, lifting the feet up and overhead. A little compression for the thyroid, the front of the throat. And again, see if you can hollow out the legs for a moment. Imagine no bones, no muscles, no blood. Take a few more breaths here, making sure that wherever you've taken your inversion, that you're able to breathe first and foremost. Staying here, if you have that halasana in your practice, your plow, let the legs shift overhead. Come onto the tops of the toes, slide them away from you. If the feet find the ground, then you can release the hands. If your feet are hovering though, please keep the hands on the back to give yourself that sense of support. Wherever you are, another deep breath in and out. And we'll all slowly release the spine back down onto the ground. So if you're in that halasana, really engaging the space of the core, releasing one vertebra at a time all the way down to the ground. The palms are heavy into the earth. Feet lift to the sky, and then we'll straighten out through the legs, releasing them all the way to the earth. Now if the low back starts to leave the ground, feel free to bend your knees as they lower. Eventually landing completely supine on the ground. Spine down, toes out. Create some space between the arms and the torso. Close your eyes. Give yourself a moment to really release. Scan through the body. Notice, what are you feeling? How are you feeling it? If you need any more little wiggles or space created in the body, feel free to take that. Allow yourself to feel fully supported by the earth beneath you. And I'd love for you to imagine again the whole of your body. Feel the skin. Feel the muscles under the skin, the blood in the muscles, and the bones underneath that. Notice every cell, every fiber of your body. Feel it all. And then begin to imagine on an even deeper level all the molecules, all the atoms that make up the cells and the fibers of your body. And visualize yourself as particles inside the shell of your skin. And slowly feel those particles, those atoms, those molecules turning into light. Any color that arises for you, allow the body to become those particles of light. And allow that light to seep out away from the skin. You are no longer your bones, your muscles, or your body. Your molecules of light, those particles floating out and away from the space of your body. And allow yourself to drift out wider, wider, mixing with the air, bouncing out to touch the room around you, filling the space completely with your particles, your energy, your light. Allow yourself to float out of the room that you're in, down into the earth, into the sky. Every cell of you mixing with the cells of the world and the universe. The tiniest molecules floating. Continue to visualize the particles of your body, light, out in the universe, in the world. But then slowly start to feel that pull of gravity. And with no rush, start to draw all of the molecules, the atoms, the particles of light back into the container of your skin, slowly, from the earth and the sky, back into the room, back into the container of your skin. Reform the bones, the legs, the arms, the spine, and the head. Reform the muscles around the bones. Feel your blood, your prana, your life force moving back through the container of your skin. You're back in your body. Take a deep breath. And when you're ready, swallow a couple of times. Bring awareness back to sensation with the tongue around in your mouth. And then start to move into the fingers, maybe rubbing the pad of the thumb against the fingers, reawakening. Then wiggling through your toes, circling through your wrists and your ankles, letting out any little pops and cracks that might exist there. And letting that movement grow, you might reach the arms all the way up and overhead. And reach down through the toes, open the mouth, find a yawn, stretch the jaw. When you're fully back in your body, back in this present moment, that space between the earth and the sky, right here. And bend into the knees. Roll over onto your right side, make a pillow for your head and the crook of your arms. And just pause for a moment here. And when you're ready, staying in that space of relaxation and connection, press into your left palm, slowly bring yourself back up. And keep the eyes closed or soft gaze, crossing back into the legs, finding your comfortable seat, completing that cycle of our asana, coming back to the place from which we've started. And the sits bones grounding, the legs releasing into that pull of the earth. Soften down through the shoulders. Lift up through the spine, the crown of the head. Notice, how are you feeling now? How are you breathing now? And bring our palms together back into Anjali Mudra, humbling the chin toward the chest. Take that moment again in introspection. Notice what it is that you're feeling and how it is that you're showing up for what you're feeling. And hold yourself in compassion today and always. Showing up with awareness, but without judgment. Being honest and truthful with yourself, not avoiding feelings or sensation, but really holding your space to experience whatever it is that you need to experience today and in this moment. Allow physical sensation, emotions, and thoughts to move through you. Process, feel, but then let it go. Come back to that space between, and remember that you always have that place of peace, of balance, and calm within you. Feeling that connection to ourselves, to the earth around us, to our source. Remembering that we are all one. Please know that the light in me honors and deeply respects the light in you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste.